Good morning. So we had basically a disaster. I don't know, it was maybe last week or a week before. The CNC broke, well, allegedly. So I assumed that it was the, what do you call it? Oh, it was the stepper motor, right? So here's, and excuse my mess, I've been performing open heart surgery here. I've got a customer coming over today and the CNC wasn't moving. So these are stepper motors, are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 on this CNC machine. What they do is they drive the X, Y, and Z axis on the machine. So there's 2 that control the Y axis, so a right side Y axis and a left side Y, right? So there's a stepper motor that drives both of those. Then you have the X right here, and that drives the left and right movement of the machine. The Y drives the front to back movement, and then there's one buried. You can't see it, but it's right here. That's the gear that runs it. And that moves this X-axis, the Z-axis up and down. That controls on your CNC project. So at any rate, the super longboard, and like I said, excuse my mess, I just haven't cleaned up yet. I've got everything wired, running, and doing what it's supposed to. It's loosely installed. So this is the original longboard that came with this machine. It's a little dusty. It was in a box. I had to, break it out last night, and I was tired. I worked all day at my normal job, and I just didn't want to deal with this. So anyways, I wound up going in and swapping back to this one. Hold on, and I'm going to sit down. So what I did, I'm going to see if I can grab this one out from under here. So this one is a super longboard, and it's upgraded. It uses gerbil How. That's we'll call it the machine language that the CNC gets sent from your computer. So when I send it G code, so that's the geometric code that the machine takes in. So all it is X, Y, and Z coordinates. Okay, so but it's literally tens of thousands of lines of X, Y, and Z geometric coordinates. That's how you can create these really neat shapes with the CNC, because it's all computer controlled. But there's math behind it, right? So what it does is it takes those images and designs that you create, and it creates several different X, Y, and Z plots. So think back to geometry class, math class, when you had your TI, whatever it was, and you had to plot stuff on the graphing calculator. This is the same thing, right? But anyways, what happened, so if you look in here, you've got the Z axis, Y2, Y1, because like I said, there's 2 Y axes, and then there's an X axis. So what was happening was my X axis was moving. So X would go left to right. Okay. But when the initial symptoms first started, the Y axis, so you have 2 Ys, right? So the left motor was running strong and doing what it was supposed to do, going in the correct direction. The right motor, so this one would be going backwards, this one would try and go forward. So I knew there was some kind of an electrical problem. I assumed that it was a stepper motor issue or a cabling issue. So that's where I started. Wound up getting into it last night, swapped out the stepper. I have a new here that I was testing. This is actually for another piece of equipment that donor parts, right? So after finding out that, it's still not working, what was I to do? So I was like, well, let me swap the x-axis that I know works and it moves when I tell it to from the software. Let me put one of the other axes there, or one of the other stepper motors, one that I believe is bad, right? So I put it there and it moved. So at that point, everything else is out the window because I know there's a board problem. So essentially what's going on, this output for the controller is working. So the x-axis was the one that was getting signal. Y1, Y2, and Z were not. So I'm going to have to buy another one of these. Unfortunately, these things are not cheap. This board is like $200. I've had it for about a year and a half. The manufacturer explicitly states on their website that they have a 90-day warranty on this, which I find a little bit frustrating. Anywho, done. Thanks for watching.